Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today's July 4th. This is the live show that we do every day at 10:30 Eastern Time. I'm wearing my shades here because I'm just trying to do any. Goddamn, my glued on wrong again. I'm trying anything I can, Matty Ice, to break my luck. I don't know if you saw what happened yesterday. Yankees was a winner. That was a good call, but I took the under with the friggin'. I was hoping that lock might give us like 5 innings and 4 runs or something. Instead, he gave us 3 innings and 11 runs. Yeah. And then, these friggin' line moves, I gave the under in the Minnesota game. When I gave it in the morning show, it was 10. It closed at 9. Now, that is a massive move. I gave it at 10, closed at 9. Yeah, man. Didn't matter at all. Didn't really come close to cashing. Unbelievable. I got to get to.
I was a little on the fence about that one yesterday.
Well, I mean, look, if you had like Teddy Covers or someone sitting next to me and be like, "Hey, Peter gave out a total. He liked the under at 10 and it closed at 9," they would be like, "Who is this genius that you're talking? Really? Does he do that all the time and everything?" And then if you tell them that it didn't even come close to cashing, they'd be like, "We don't care. All we care about is beating the closing line." But I don't. I care about winning. So I'm wearing my shades here. I'm gonna try to do anything that I can to change around my luck here. Definitely some interesting stuff here. A big card today, and Matty Ice.
You got a game starting.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off right now. Okay. All right, I'll tell you what. We got a game starting in 20 minutes, so I'll give that one right now. I'm gonna give a pick on that game. I did check the lineups. Now that's another thing is that like when we do this show, there are no lineups for the games that I can check unless there's an 11 a.m. Eastern time game, in which case we do have the lineup. And a lot of people are out. Cespedes, I'm seeing, is out for the Mets. Granderson is in. Conforto, of course, is out. He's been out for a while. Cespedes is out. And Zimmerman's out for Washington. Harper's in, Murphy's in. That's great, but I was leaning this way anyway on the overnight, and I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna take the under in this one. Now, this is another one like the St. Louis game. The St. Louis game, if you saw yesterday, someone was betting the over. That line did go up to 10. And I didn't understand that. Obviously, someone knew something, but that made sense because Locke was horrible. I mean, that was, if anything, a contrarian play. This one, Lugo and Ross. Lugo is not lights out, but serviceable, and he might get crushed here. But if he doesn't, Ross has been very good. So I'm leaning under here, and I would also be leaning Washington, although it's not totally exciting that Zimmerman's out. But I would be leaning under here, and I will give it. I'll give the under on this one. Under actually 10. I could have 9.5 at plus money or 10 at some minus money. And you know what? I'm thinking maybe I'll give the 9.5. Sorry, right, 9.5 on the under money because
plus money is just better.
And also, if it goes over, it's going to go to like 15 or 16. And if it goes under, so the only way I'll get burned is if it lands on 10. I'll take the under 9.5 at Pinnacle plus 111. Mets and Washington under 9.5 plus 111. Hopefully Lugo doesn't get lit the F up. Yeah. Let's see if anyone is David Hardy says, Pete, turn your socks inside out.
Nice,
LOL.
Robert. Hopefully he can stay in first place in a July handicapping contest.
Yes, maybe I will. Maybe I will take my insides. All right. A lot of interesting stuff on the Astros. A lot of interest on the Astros Braves game. Jim Bean says Astros win easy. Eskimosco says Newcomb the real deal. Braves fan. # Braves fan. Newcomb is the real deal. He's definitely controlled his. He's gotten his control under control in the major leagues, and he had minor league issues with that. Peacock is a similar situation. My sense is that he might lose it a little bit here, going up against Atlanta. His last 2 starts were against San Francisco and San Diego, I believe, and not that it wasn't impressive that he got his control under control, but. I wouldn't be surprised at all if control issues started to creep up with him, and something tells me that might happen here. So I think that Houston might actually be a decent play here. Although the Braves have been, they were one of the most profitable teams in baseball in June. They're now, I think, number 6 overall in baseball. They're up about 7% ROI overall on the year, and their bullpen has been better recently. And so fading Atlanta at home as an underdog is not something I'm super jazzed to do, but Houston, of course, plus 46% ROI on the road, just a juggernaut on the road, and I might give them as a -1 pick here, probably as in a second here. All right, let me just get to some of the comments. Joel Steele says Washington
Angels
sleeping bats
5.
and non-existent bullpen. Yeah, I'm not quite gonna have the balls to take Washington as a big underdog here today. I'm sorry, as a big favorite here today, but I am gonna take the under 9.5 in that game, and hopefully I don't get burned on that one. The most likely way I think I'll get burned would be if Lugo winds up getting crushed, which is not out of the realm of possibilities. But I'll give a shot. I'll give a shot with the under in that one. Although I'm not. Again, it doesn't make me happy that the line appears to be getting bet up, despite the fact that there are big bets out for both teams. Okay, all right. Let me get to some of the comments here. Some of the early comments.
There's some good ones.
Yeah, Hako Schofield says Astros easy win. Yeah, I think I'm going to wind up giving the Astros as a pick, despite the fact nothing against Newcomb. Newcomb is very, very impressive. It's impressive what he's done with his control issues in the majors so far. But okay, let me see. Comments here. Wow, comments are coming in. Hold on. Okay. Hako Schofield, don't walk under ladders, obviously. Open umbrellas inside, obviously. Let a black cat cross your trail. Obviously, that one you have no control over. Some interesting comments here. All right, okay. I'm going to ignore the penis comments for now because we do have a full slate of – yeah, there was one penis comment. We have a full slate of games. Nate Dogg says Blue Jays are 4-1 last 5 when Happ faces Sabathia. Yeah, I was at the low line. Look, my one pick yesterday was good. Was the Yankees, and Sabathia with no rehab starts is a little bit of a question mark, of course, but he was great before he went on the DL, and Happ has been excellent, which is why the line is so low. The Blue Jays I'm not a believer in right now, and I would be leading the Yankees again at the low line. Although I did see on the overnight line, I bet it at about -110, and some early money did come in on, or some overnight money did come in on the Blue Jays, driving that line down a little bit. Let me see other comments. Let's see. Nats killed him on the run line, crushed his parlay on the run line yesterday. Oh, that's right. They only won by 1. That's right, because of the bullpen. That's great. Let's see. What's up, everyone? Okay, it is Matt Cain Day. We will get to that in a second. It's also Homer Bailey Day. We'll get to that right after that.
What's up, Jeff? Any total degenerates betting on the hot dog contest today?
Yes, I'm sure there are. Okay. Milwaukee and the Orioles. Yeah, congratulations to anyone yesterday who did fade Wade Miley on Wade Miley Day. Once again, I passed on that one, so that should have been an indication that you might have wanted to be on it. Marlins first 5. Urena is very good. Lance Lynn has been getting rocked. Yeah, Urena has good stuff. He does have some peripherals that are not too promising. Lance Lynn has been getting rocked. That is true, but his last start was not as bad. I'm not, at plus money, I can understand that, Tom Warhawk, but I'm not going to be on that one, and I'm thinking about it. All right. E. Skimosco says, don't do it, Pete. Really? Don't do it, Pete.
Referring to what exactly?
Referring to the Astros. E. Skimosco says, don't do it, Pete.
Does he think it's a trap?
Well, no. His reasoning is that Newcomb is the real deal, which he is. He also only goes 6. Any given start. I was also thinking about Houston on the second half, and maybe I'll just take that one, or maybe I'll take both. Eskimosco says, "Don't do it, Pete." That is a pretty severe warning to not take Houston. Yeah, Atlanta's been excellent, and Atlanta is not a team I want to fade as a home dog right now. But I'm thinking about it. All right, let me think about it. Okay.
Well, I think it depends on who's pitching.
Right, and that's the point, is that Newcomb is pitching, and he's the real deal, and I definitely don't disagree with that. Hako Schofield says Peacock is great on the road. Yeah, Peacock is sort of similar to Newcomb in that he gets a lot of strikeouts but has control issues. The only difference is that Peacock had some pretty significant control issues in his last start. Okay. It is Homer Bailey Day. Yeah, if you really wanted to
Homer Bailey Day. I like that.
Yeah, if you really, that's a Freudian slip right there. If you really wanted to just do low-hanging fruit and do that's it. Fade Homer Bailey, fade Matt Cain, and that's it. So that would basically entail, take Detroit on the -1 line, despite the fact they're a huge favorite with Fulmer going. Take Colorado on the -1 line, despite the fact that they're a decent, healthy, decent-sized, healthy favorite today, and Freeland has been hittable. And just do that. Maybe that's what I should do it today. Just take Detroit -1, Colorado -1, and call it a day as far as picks are concerned. Easy, low-hanging fruit, fade Homer Bailey, fade Matt Cain.
That. Keep it easy.
Keep it easy.
Simple.
Keep it simple.
No
don't go all crazy with like the friggin' trying to Mets unders and fucking the Jameson Tyon on the
over
road.
70.5 hot dogs eaten.
Baltimore, Milwaukee.
Can you imagine that? You were there watching me trying to eat those hot dogs.
Yes,
Can you imagine eating 71
All right.
hot dogs?
Well, yes, we gotta keep this going because I'm sure at 9 o'clock there will be at 11 o'clock Eastern time there will be all sorts of like distractions and everything, and then it'll be hard to concentrate. So let's get to all of these games. Milo Georgiev says the Pirates shall do it today with Jameson Tyon, who won his last 2. That's what I was thinking when it opened, and I jumped on Pittsburgh early, and I got a great line. I'm going to hedge out on that one though, I think, because Philly has been Tyon is good, but Philly as a home dog is not a team that I want to fade right now. Their bats have been better, and Pittsburgh's been stalling out recently as well. Leiter might keep them in the game, and so as a home dog, I'm not sure I want to take bet against Philly here. And Pitt first half, I'm thinking that Pitt is just really slumping and not winning. Philly has some life to them now, and I'm not sure I want to do that. Philly going for 3 in a row. Yes. Okay.
Lou, that's my friend Anna, and she's actually going to be interviewing Daniel Gracie this week for us, so you guys can check that out if you're interested in MMA.
Very nice.
He'll be in studio. That's pretty exciting.
Yes, that's right. When's he coming in studio?
I don't know.
All right, so I gotta be prepared.
You gotta look good. We'll get you like a gi.
Yeah, we'll do something cool for that. I want to know what Milo Georgiev says. People, we will get it done today with the Pirates. A lot of people high on the Pirates today, as was I on the opening line, and I definitely bet it. Ramirez against Gibson. I was thinking about the over in that one is, and now maybe that's just like a stupid knee-jerk reaction to yesterday, but the over seems obvious there. Gibson looks very, very hittable, and the Angels team total over. But weirdly, I was thinking about the first 5 innings over, and that line is getting bet down. Weirdly, I don't understand it. I'm seeing some 5s now, down from 5.5. And let me check the full game total is also took a hit down. So that must mean that someone is out for these guys because it opened at 10 with Ramirez and Gibson starting. It's now down to 9.5. Now with Ramirez and Gibson starting, why would a line take a move like that? After yesterday it goes to 14. Ramirez and Gibson both very, very hittable. Line opens at 10 and drops down to 9.5. Why would that be? Someone's got to be out. And all right, let's see. Okay, let's get it together here. I'm reading
Reds
all
are taking some late money. It looks like.
Who is
the Reds?
The Reds against Colorado. Late money. That game doesn't start until 10 o'clock
p.m.
Yeah. All right.
Early money.
Sorry, it doesn't start until 8 o'clock p.m. All right. Okay. Milo Georgiev says, Pete, they screwed us up yesterday with over on Minnesota Angels, so play the under today. We shall play the under. You might be right there, Milo Georgiev. David Hardy says it is James Shields Day. James Shields has not been that bad, though, and the White Sox are a decent-sized dog, and both Shields and Gossett, this is the second time that the White Sox are going to be seeing Gossett. They met on June 24th with both of those pitchers starting. Gossett had a good start. The White Sox may make some adjustments here and hit him a little bit better. Shields had a decent start against Oakland in that one. So I'm not sure what to take of this game, but my first lean would be to the White Sox as that big of a road underdog. Not that I wouldn't take him at plus 120 even, but close to plus 150. There are some plus 150s actually at Bet Online. I would take him there. All right. Iceman 89 says, been having success with parlays and what I consider low-hanging fruit, especially if it's an early game and a late game. Okay, Iceman 89. Well, hit us up with some low-hanging fruit today if you got any. Chris Bravo says, share with the rest of us, LOL, or not, but Kobe Aaron Valentine says I'm in 11th place in the July betting contest. Very nice job, Kobe Aaron Valentine. I know that Tomarino Tomor is in top 5.
Henny is top 10.
Very nice, very nice. I'm
top 50, and I'm super happy about that.
There you go, excellent. Speaking of the contest, I think I might have made a mistake, and you might all have a good laugh at this. But in the contest, I did take as one of my 3-unit picks. You guess what it is? Yep, that's right. Cleveland at -300 as a 3-unit pick. So I'm either going to get a nice little easy, cheap 3 units positively, or I'm going to take a massive 9-unit hit on that one.
300.
We shall see.
That's a good one.
Right. That's right. Iceman89 says, just started the show over. Pete, you smoking crack under 9.5 on Washington game? No way. I might be smoking crack. Why would that be a no way play? Obviously, it's a day game. It's an early start. Some big bats are out for Cespedes is out, Zimmerman's out, and Lugo and Ross have been okay. Shane Culmer says, agree with Iceman. Interesting. People are saying that I'm smoking crack for in the under in the Mets Washington game. Interesting.
Agree with Iceman on the crack part or the
both.
Oh.
Okay, I'll take it back. I'll pull it back. You're right, Iceman. I'll pull it back. I'll pull it, even though
what?
I'm pulling it.
That's it? You just folded like that?
You think I'm being a massive pussy here?
I mean, maybe not a massive pussy.
What should I do?
Go with your gut.
All right, I'll go with my gut. I'll stick with it under 9.5. All right, so my answer is I might be smoking crack. Both starting pitchers are Ross is very up and down, is very hot and cold. When he's on, he's great. When he's off, he gets hit. I'm hoping that he has a decent start here. And then Lugo has been serviceable. Again, could get crushed, but has been serviceable. Loose Cunt says, I took that under. Fuck then, Poonhound. Yeah, I mean, I'm down so many units already. I'll just go with it. Lugo.
Rich.
E. Skimasco says Lugo is good. I think Lugo is like a end of back of the rotation starter long term.
Yes.
I would put him as he's.
But he is a 4 or 5 starter. He's not a guy who doesn't belong at the show.
Definitely. The Mets have him right now as about their 3rd starter. That's probably a little bit high for him, but hopefully he'll be okay. Yeah. Bruce Arpin says Mets will be over 10.5 by the start. Yeah, it does appear that some Ross is. E. Skimasco says Ross is up and down, but coming off a nice start. Yes. And Hako Schofield says bullpen sucks though, Pete. Yes, I'm aware of both of those things. And Ross might get hit. Mets might get crushed. I might be smoking crack, but I will look. I gave it. I'll take it. Iceman89 says y'all crazy. I would not agree that anyone fade that anyone. Nate Dog 420 says Mets game goes under 9.5. All right.
I don't usually root for stuff, but I'm really rooting for this pick for you today. After you get all this shit.
Thanks very much. Iceman89 says Ross gets pounded harder than Jenna Jameson in day games. Nets pens are bad. Yes, I know that. Hako Schofield says take the over. Yeah. You know what? It's not just because I'm telling these guys.
All right. I'm making this my 3 times pick on the
Milo Georgiev. Really, Milo Georgiev says that Cespedes and Granderson aren't likely to be in the starting lineup. I'm seeing Cespedes out, but Granderson in.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Granderson.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I'm gonna hold off on this one. It's not just because it is a lean. Yeah, it is a lean. I think that what everyone's been saying is accurate. It's definitely a lean, but I'll hold off on it as an official pick. The game starts in 10 minutes, so whoever catches the show later on, it won't matter at all. But as for right now, yeah, I'll pull off it. I'll just chill out. Ross is coming off a good start. He is very up and down. Could easily see the Mets crushing him. Could easily see Washington crushing Lugo.
Yeah,
either one of these guys could get crushed, and either one of the bullpens could.
It's a big, exciting 4th of July in Washington. It's in Washington, I believe, right?
Yes,
so I mean, that kind of stuff does have a little bit to do with things.
It's a pass.
Price has been terrible for the Red Sox.
No, he hasn't been terrible.
A little underperforming.
Yeah, I think he's been kind of reliably 7 innings, 3 runs for Boston. And Texas's bullpen has been complete ass. I thought that I actually took a small shot with Texas when they were at about -115 on the overnight. Now it's up to about now I'm seeing it's all the way up to the -120s. DSI has -130 already. I would be leaning Texas here and leaning Boston on the second half, but I'm going to probably hold off on that one. And also slight lean to the under on that one. All right. Let's get to some of the other games that I was thinking about.
Good questions today, guys. Thank you.
Let's say, we got some nice questions.
Don't forget to like and share and subscribe.
Yes, don't forget to like and share and subscribe. A lot of great comments from all of our regular, awesome, and very informed and quite knowledgeable. And obviously, with their records in the July bet points contest speaks for themselves. Commenters who give a lot of great advice to each other and to me, of course. And I should be if I had a second head, I'd be reading those comments and taking a lot more of their advice to heart when I'm giving my picks in this show. All right,
yeah,
so
we're all on the same side of this, guys.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let me get to the next question. That's the thing I have to think about is Toronto and the Yankees leaning under and leaning Yankees here. The big question, of course, is Sabathia. How will he do coming off the disabled list with no rehab starts? I think he'll probably be okay. Do I want to take the Yankees here? Wow, some serious money has come in on Toronto. I bet the Yankees at about -110 on the overnight. Now
that's a nice line.
No, terrible. It's flipped now. Now the Yankees are like +100.
That's a better line. It's still -110 is still a nice line.
I don't know. Some serious money has come in on Toronto. I checked the lineups, and the lineups that I checked before the show are not out yet. So yeah. Lou Skunt saying, do you think Fulmer will show up today? He pitched into the 9th in his last outing. Yeah, that's another big iffy question. I'm not going to take Detroit at that big line. If I was going to take something here, I would take San Francisco on the team total under. My sense is that Detroit is, probably going to win the game, and you might want to just fade Matt Cain as an auto fade, but the line is very high. These are tough lines. I might make this one very, very light. I'll comment on Iceman89 says, that's my only worry with Fulmer. He threw a lot of pitches, and he's on 4 days rest. Yes.
Yeah, that's a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
On 4 days, no less.
Yeah, and Fulmer, has been good recently, has been better recently, but definitely not, a lights-out guy. Definitely a guy who can get hit here and there. McGogster says Yankees should have torched Jays. Makes me think Jays will not roll over here. Milo Georgiev says Toronto Yankees a pass today. E. Skimasco says Sabathia has no respect. LOL. Yeah.
I don't know what he meant by that.
What?
If he has no respect for others, or he...
I think he's saying that he's getting no respect from the betting public.
Oh yeah,
it's not a secret how well he was doing before he went on the DL. It's just I can understand why people might think that that you don't want to bet him, first game without a rehab.
It's sort of like you got a dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after it's 6 years old, it bites you one time,
mm-hmm.
and every day you come home, you're gonna maybe think twice about it. And that's kind of the way CC is. He was so good for so long, and
mm-hmm.
then just had like a really, really rough 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's hard to really look at him and, I don't know, trust and really be able to see what you're going to get because it's so inconsistent.
JD Williams says Yanks team total over 5, easy cash. That's an interesting opinion there. J.A. Happ, of course, has been good. How will he do here? Different situation, of course. Let's see. Hako Schofield says Yankees under. I was leaning that one as well on the full game at 9.5, but I think I'm going to. Milo Georgiev says Toronto Yankees a pass today. Yeah, I mean the Toronto has been slumping for such an extended period of time, but it wouldn't be a shock if they had a big game here, and the line movement is definitely very concerning. Definitely very concerning. Okay, I wish I had the
only
lineups
4.5 actually.
Okay, then also right, the Kane Fulmer game we got to a bit. The Angels Minnesota, I'm leaning Angels team total over, and I don't understand the line movement in this one at all, especially not on the first 5 innings. You know what? I will give it. I'll give Angels Minnesota first 5 innings over, which I can get at 5 -130 at BetOnlineSportsBetting.ag. Got bet down, and I will take. Let's see what the Angels team total over would be in this one. Let me find it. The Angels team over 5 +108. Over 5 +108 for the Angels team total over. And I would also be leaning Angels second half, although I got burned on that one yesterday. Their bullpen did not get it done, but I still think there's some good arms that should be good to go today when they come in, and they probably will be in because both these starters I'm expecting. All right, -120. All right. I'm taking all of those. I'm taking the Angels second half -120. Angels team total over 5 +108, and the Angels and Minnesota first 5 innings over 5 -130. I might lose a bunch of units there, but that's all right. That's all right. Okay. All right. Okay. Nicholas Scusi says Toronto has announced they are becoming sellers as of this morning. Low morale in the clubhouse today. Interesting opinion there. But
That's
maybe
to be expected.
But maybe the first day after a low morale announcement like that, they'll come.
You go both ways. Some people rally when they get into the situation.
You're
Some
right.
people crumble.
You know what I'm going to do? Because it's such a high underdog line, I'll just take it. If I lose, I'll eat a unit. But it's just one game, just one unit. If the Yankees lose, fine. Good for you all, the sharp money that drove this line.
I mean, the Yankee fan aside, I think that this is a great spot for them today.
The only thing that concerns me is just the line movement doesn't make any sense. But now it's a big underdog line that I'll get here. I'll take the money line part at the Greek at +102, and the run line part will be at Pinnacle plus 181. So that's a nice plus money underdog line there for the Yankees -1. Yeah. And if they lose, they lose. And I'll eat a minus 1 unit. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, a lot of comments going on, and I will just continue on.
Show them who's boss, Kobe.
With the other games, Miami and St. Louis, Urena and Lynn. That's another one I was leaning to the under, although I got burned yesterday, and that line is kind of holding steady at 9.5, slightly juiced to the under. Urena, I do expect some aggression from him going forward. At least that's what the stats indicate. Lynn has been getting crushed, but his last start was a little bit better. Yesterday's over, I think, was, it was just, it was Locke induced, right? It was John Locke induced or Jeff Locke induced. And 9.5 is just a high total. I know it's a day game. I know the temperature's kind of high, but it's just a high total for a game in St. Louis. I'll hold up on that one for now, but that's definitely a lean. Tampa Bay and the Cubs. I took a small shot with Tampa Bay on the opening line, which hasn't moved. Feels a little bit high to me. Archer against Lester, both those guys, serviceable, not lights out necessarily, but serviceable. Lester's been better recently, but I would be leaning Tampa Bay at that dog line. And then there's the Jameson Taillon and the lighter game. Pittsburgh first 5 innings -145 would be the best line at BetOnline and sportsbetting.ag. Again, Pitt's been very sluggish. Philly has some life to them. They have some new bats in the lineup, has some life to them, and Leiter has, gave up 3 home runs in his last start, but he still has a nice strikeout to walk ratio. Pittsburgh is not the kind of team that has a lot of big bats that can push a guy like Leiter as far as home runs are concerned. I think I'm going to stay off it as much as I would love to bet on Taillon again here. And I was also thinking about a shot with the under. It was 8.5 when I saw it, and there is a 9 available, 1-9 available at Heritage. Maybe a shot with the under might be worth it, but I'm going to stay off that one. I'm going to stay off on that one. Hako Schofield says a lot of low-hanging fruits today. Maybe. I'm not quite seeing them. Okay. M. Sizza just said, great pick, Pete. I wonder if he means that sarcastically or not.
I think that was a real one.
Right. Okay.
Rich.
What? Yeah. Okay, moving along.
Rich Banks just made me laugh.
Continuing on. Then we have the Shields and Gossett game. That it's tempting to take the White Sox as a big underdog there. They're not good against righties, of course. We know that. They already faced Gossett once, and he had a good start, but they're seeing him again. They faced him on the 24th, and it's just a high line there. I'm going to hold off. Then the Baltimore-Milwaukee game. It feels like Jimenez, after a great start, is likely to get hit here, and Nelson also coming off of a start where he threw a lot of pitches, and obviously he's great, but if he starts to be off a little bit, he can give up some runs as well. Milwaukee might be a decent play here. When Nelson does have a high pitch count, he tends to be a little bit less good in his next start. So I don't know if you'd want to take a Milwaukee at a high, but not. Well, now it has gotten bet up into the -150. So I'm going to pass on that one. At -130, I'd probably take a shot with Milwaukee, but I'm going to pass on that one. Duffy Hernandez, the Seattle game had no overnight line, so I didn't take that one. And then we have Cleveland at -300. There's just no way I can touch that one.
Pete's best bet.
I threw that one on there in the contest, but there's no way I'll give it as an official pick here. You could, if you wanted to, maybe take.
Why the hell is the lines like that? Just because Kluber?
Well, yeah, because Kluber's awesome, and because on paper, Cleveland should have a massive edge over San Diego. They just have been horrible at home.
The worst San Diego reverse run line, win by 2.
Yeah,
make some money.
That might be a nice bet there. Cahill is coming off the DL. Before he went on the DL, he was good, but he's building up to his he had some rehab starts that didn't go that well, and and Kluber has been legitimately lights out and awesome. And Kluber's in that zone where he's a big guy. His pitch counts don't matter. Even if he throws 111 pitches, he looks like he's just going to give you, an 8-inning, 13 strikeout, 1-run start reliably over and over again. So you might want to take a shot with the San Diego team total under 3. It's pushing it a little bit. Yeah, it's pushing it a little bit. It's 3, and it's a favorite line at Pinnacle right now. Let me just quickly check.
Taking Padres -1.
Yeah, you could do that one.
Because damn it all to hell. You know what? That's why I'm celebrating my 4th of July with reckless betting.
San Diego team.
Free.
Yeah, San Diego team total under 3 -132. That might actually not be a bad play. And then there's the Houston line, which has now gotten bet up into the minus 150s. That DSI has minus 161. So money obviously coming in on Houston. Let me check the second half here. Let me Let me just quickly check the second half here. Houston does. Atlanta's bullpen has been better recently, but I think that that I would still give a solid overall bullpen edge to Houston. Let me just quickly check that one here. Minus 170. Holy shit.
That's
Market
what's up,
is on
Tom. That's what I like.
God damn. Jesus Christ. These baseball lines are fucking tough as hell. Yeah. I would be leaning Houston, but I'm not going to give it at the high line where it is right now. I did bet that one a bit on the overnight line. Then the Texas-Boston line, again, slight lean to Texas as a money line, as a small money line favorite. Slightly into Boston on the second half. Bailey and Freeland, if you wanted to auto fade Bailey, the team total for Houston would, for Colorado would be. Colorado team total, 6.5 minus 109 to the over. And of course, you might want to just take a shot with Colorado minus 1. And then, another crazy line, Corbin and Kershaw. Corbin a little bit better recently. Still, generally very, very vulnerable, very, very hittable. Yeah, and we know that the Dodgers struggle a little bit against lefties, but not necessarily vulnerable lefties like Corbin. And then there's Kershaw on the other side, who has, after his 4 home run game, has become just a reliable, awesome start machine. The line is up into the minus 290s. Would you want to bite on that one? I'm not going to bite on it either way.
Minus 290s?
Yeah, a classic.
I'd go the other way again if I was going to touch that game.
Yeah, a classic Kershaw line. If I was going to touch that one, I probably would take a small shot with the over or Arizona.
I don't go anywhere near favorite lines like that big.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that one. And definitely, if I had to pick one minus 300 line today, it would definitely be Cleveland, not the Dodgers.
Cleveland.
Yeah, against San Diego.
Yeah.
Except that Cleveland has these mental issues at home.
I don't know. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Minus 26% ROI at home, dead last in MLB. Unbelievable. That's a serious number right
I'm going to make a bad decision to bet on them. I bet on the Padres today, so I don't know.
All right, a lot of interesting situations. I'm not sure what I might just go with my Angels game. 3 picks on the Angels game, and that is it. That is it. Tom Warhawk saying Dodgers' first 5 run line is minus 165. That's low hanging. You might be right there. You might be right. That's a nice analysis there, Tom Warhawk.
Thank you, Kobe.
Dodgers minus 1. That means that you're gonna need Kershaw to be basically lights out, and you're gonna need Corbin to get hit at some point.
I mean, look, if
you might be right though, Tom. You're still paying a big favorite line there. That might be a very nice play there. Nice call, Tom Warhawk. I'm gonna stay off it, but that's nice. JD Williams says, "Wow, thought Twins were worse at home. ROI, that is bad." No, actually, just because Cleveland, and you know why? You know why Cleveland is worse at home? Because look at what they're doing. I think it was Kluber. Wasn't it Kluber's last home start where he was a minus 300 favorite, had an awesome start, and Cleveland lost 4-2.
Yes, also true. Can't do it all by himself.
Yeah. So no.
I mean, that Max Scherzer game a week and a half ago where he went 8 1/3 no hitter and then fucking lost.
yes, absolutely. So no, JD Williams, Twins, I believe, are the second worst team at home in terms of ROI. The worst team. All things considered, taking into account the money lines on their games, in terms of ROI, is Cleveland minus 26%. That is an unbelievable number right there, especially how good they look on paper. Lineup and bullpen. But
you guys are hilarious.
Philip Age says, "Fuck, I'm rolling with CC. In pistol we trust." Okay, yeah, rolling with CC Sabathia this year has been a generally smart move. Trusting in me has generally been a massively stupid move, Philip Ag. So, Philip Age, I appreciate the comment. I'm on CC sit today. I did bet it on the overnight line, and I'm not going to pull it. But my overall MLB record this year is down. My totals are at about 52.5% right now, which is not good. But
it's not terrible. Well, you're over.
52.5%, and that's a big sample size. But I'm going to need to pick it up, down from about 53.5% a few weeks ago. So I've definitely been stumbling badly in baseball. Yeah, Lou Skunt won $8,000 last week. Very, very nice. Yeah, I'm down like 25 units overall in baseball, which means I'm down like $75, which is not very good. $75, a lot of money to some people, including me. All right, okay, let's go. Let's look at some other.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah. Okay. John Carey says Yankees low hanging fruit. I wouldn't go that far. I'm going to take it.
We got a lot of shows today. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great comments. Iceman 89 says, "Yeah, where you actually document your record, it doesn't show anything." Is he talking to me? He's talking to me.
I don't know.
No, I think he's talking to someone else. I document my record twice a week.
You're talking about me sounding like a white nerdy kid again.
Yeah.
No, I'm neither white nor wear glasses.
Okay, so all right, excellent. So they're fighting. I love fights.
No, it's great. I'm loving this.
I love the fights. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over the comments and pull out some of the comments if there are any that I didn't read that are indicating a possible betting value today. Then I'm gonna quickly once again review the card. But as of right now, I've only made 3 picks, all on the Angels game. I'm gonna take the Angels team total over, Angels on the second half, and the Angels Minnesota first 5 innings over. Those all look pretty solid to me. Gibson, obviously, look, any of these starting pitchers in the major leagues can have a good start, but he looks very, very vulnerable.
Yes.
And especially after the loss yesterday, I'm liking the Angels here.
Let me answer this question before we go off again. Nate Dog 420, love the name, by the way.
Yes.
What's our show schedule for today? So let me just try to break this down off the top of my head. Noon Eastern, we have a CFL show. 12:30 Eastern, we have the Right Side of Campus. 4 o'clock, we have a live baseball show with Ian and Drew. And we also have a 10 o'clock Tonight show with Big Man on campus. And there's also a soccer show around 3 o'clock, I believe, with Natalie.
Sounds good. Okay, let me just. I'm getting into CFL as well, so I'm going to give my CFL picks in general
nice. Awesome.
as well. Yeah, I started in on the second week, and I have a couple picks that I'm like.
Ever watched the CFL game?
I'm having some no Wang Zhou on Independence Day. Hako Schofield, yes,
he's taking the holiday.
Yes, very curious that Wang Zhou disappears on Independence Day. But all right, let me just. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over I'm gonna review the comments, see if there's any good ones indicating betting value today. Then I'm gonna review the card very, very quickly, and then we'll wrap this one up. Okay. Yeah, no WNBA today though. Let me see. All right, let's see. Comments on games, blah, 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 blah. Jonathan Nelson says, leadoff home run Mets. Really? Wow, that's amazing. Okay.
Is that true?
Yeah. Tom Marino Tomor says, I think there is value in Boston at plus 120. Red Sox have momentum and Texas doesn't hit left-handed pitching. Yeah, I was thinking about Boston on the second half as well. Texas also has some major bullpen issues.
Of course, Nate Dogg.
Bush is not holding any leads at all. Let's see. Comments, fights, a lot of fights. That's very funny. I love fights. Let's see. I'm just looking for Hako Schofield says, good call yesterday on Colorado, Pete. Thank you, Hako Schofield. I did give one opinion yesterday. Didn't make it an official pick, but I should have made it, and I did bet it. All right, okay. E. Skimasco says Atlanta can rake. Yeah, they have an underrated lineup, I think, which I've been saying ever since Freeman went down. I wouldn't quite say they can rake, though. David Hardy says Atlanta pick. Everyone debating. Lou Skunt says 2 units on Houston -1. Everyone debating. That one is the most debated game of the day. I liked Houston at the more modest favorite line on the overnight. Now that it's gotten bet up, that is very, very tough. Yes. Okay, Chris Lippens said Nationals smash the ball and their bullpen is terrible. No way I play an under with Washington unless Scherzer or Strasburg are on the mound. Actually, I like overs when Strasburg starts at home. But yes, Chris Lippens, nice comment there. I officially pulled it. I officially pulled my pick on that bet, although I did bet it on the overnight. Hopefully that's probably going to be a loser. Okay, other comments. Joel Steele says Homer Bailey is an ATM machine. Yes, the team total over today is 6.5 for Colorado, and you might want to just take Colorado -1. All right. Okay. Some people also liking the Yankees to saying fuck it to the line movement on that game. Mets up 1-0. M. Sizza says, KC, asking about KC and Duffy. There was no overnight line there. I didn't, and just glancing at the opening line, which is Seattle about in the -130s and KC on the other side at plus 122s. That's going to be a pass for me. Hernandez, I think we do know what to expect from him now going forward, which is mediocrity. Yes. Not terrible, but definitely mediocrity. And Duffy,
not what we're accustomed to.
Yeah, Duffy could be great in his first start back. That game is going to be a pass for me. Nicholas Gucci says, I like the Duffy return today. You might be right. KC obviously has been one of the most profitable, I think the most profitable team in baseball. Actually, they were definitely the most profitable team in June, and I think they've continued in July. I'd have to check, but KC obviously great. Very impressive team. There are some bats, though, in Seattle's lineup. So that game, as of right now, would be a pass for me. I think I probably would have a lean towards KC in the second half. All right.
Good question,
okay.
Rich.
Rich Banks. Yes. Did you ever bang
Yes.
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah. But she's, I mean, that's a whole story, which I would have to make a separate 10-minute video on. Very classic Costa Rican story involving, like, just like crazy chicks, divorced moms, kids,
that is pretty
bad tempers. I mean, she's a piece of work. It's just very, very funny. I'm sure that I'm going to get another call in 3 to 6 months asking if I want to bang again. But
I caught a Reyes home run one time.
Mm-hmm. Did you really?
Yeah, at a Phillies new stadium, which I can never remember the name.
Wow. Gosh, when I was a kid, I thought that, like, catching a ball was like hitting the lottery, was like the most impossible thing ever. But then I started to later on learn that it's not as infrequent as
one of the most painful things I've ever done, actually. Mm-hmm. Barehanded front row in the outfield. Yeah.
Oh God, I would never.
I always caught it like with the bottom of the palm of my hand.
Yeah. I would never. I would never attempt to catch a ball without a glove.
Yeah, that was
even with a glove, it would kill. But without a glove,
it's the kind of thing you don't really think about until it already happens.
Yes. LOL. Tomarino Tomar says, I want to know who is betting Homer Bailey at Coors. Got to be the hardest bet on the board so far. Yes. All right. So. Okay. All right. So let's wrap this up. We're already at 45 minutes.
Yeah,
let's wrap this up. Okay. All right. Okay. So Mets game already started. The Yankees -1. I did make as a pick, despite the fact that there has been some significant line movement in the opposite direction. Don't understand it. A lot of people, a few people in the comments section are on that with me. Apparently, people are thinking that some people are thinking that Toronto's bats are going to wake up today. But
Jimmy the bag.
Yeah.
Jimmy's my boy.
At that line, I'm taking it. Then the San Francisco-Detroit game, that's interesting. It's got to be a pass for me, but, Fulmer is a little bit, again, it's just there are some questions with Fulmer, and just the line is just a little bit too high in the -200s. And when I was sitting next to Drew Martin yesterday, I was predicting what the line would be. I was like, maybe we'll get -170, -180. And he said, nah, it's up in the -200s already for the opener. So have to pass on that one. Angels in Minnesota, that game has 3 bets I'm taking. First 5 innings, over 5. Angels team total over 5. And the Angels on the second half at -120. Miami, St. Louis, I would definitely have a lean to the under 9.5 on that one. They might get hit, though, but I'm gonna hold off on that one as a pick. But that is definitely a lean to the under 9.5 on that one.
Get in the competition, Iceman.
Sorry. Okay. Tampa Bay +1 would be a lean with Archer going up against Leicester. I'm willing to believe that Archer is going to have a good start. The Jameson Taillon game. Good argument can be made that Jameson Taillon is a good bet even at that line. And at the first 5 innings, I definitely expect Taillon to have a good start, and not just this game, going forward until further notice. I'm a big buyer on him, but it's just Pittsburgh as a team is stalled out. Philly has some life to them. Leiter is okay as well, and so maybe the first 5 innings under 4.5 might be worth a shot. But again, I don't want to touch that one either. But and let's check the Philly team total. What would that be? Let me just quickly check the Philly team total. On that one would be 4 -132. You could make an argument for that as well, but that game's going to be a pass. White Sox Oakland. Again, that's going to be a pass, but in the +140s, +150 at BetOnline, would have to maybe a lean White Sox there, small lean, but that's going to be a pass. The Baltimore-Milwaukee game could make an argument for Milwaukee, but they have been, but that line has been getting bet up. It's now -160 at BetOnline, sportsbetting.ag. And again, when Nelson has a high pitch count, he's also a guy. I mean, he's been great, but Baltimore does have some bats. They have also been terrible on the road. That game's going to be a pass for me, although it's tempting to take a shot with Milwaukee there. Jimenez coming off a great start, which I predicted. Remember, I mean, look, I know I'm like fishing for compliments here, but considering how bad my picks have gone, I need to look. If there's something that I did right, I'm going to have to remind people of it.
You need something to laugh.
That's okay for me to do, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So I just want to remind everyone that Jimenez's great start last time out, I did predict.
I mean, I would say that there's Probably everybody watching right now is a man, so dealing with women, we're used to
Yes.
having that fish for compliments.
Yes, exactly. I'm fishing for it. But so it does feel like a spot where Jimenez regresses in a big way, and Milwaukee crushes him. And Nelson, even if he does regress off of his high pitch count from his last start, probably should be okay. But Baltimore does have some bats, so Milwaukee -1 would be a lean, but not going to give that one as a pick. And then the San Diego Cleveland game, again, I gave it as a 3-unit play, Cleveland in the contest. Hopefully I won't get massively burned on that one, but I'm not going to bet it. I didn't bet it, and it's going to be a pass for me. The Houston game, again, I did bet Houston small on the -1 line, on the opening line, on the overnight line, and it has gotten bet up into the -150s, 160 at a few places. Again, my take is Newcomb definitely the real deal, but Houston has I think the bullpen edge and the significant lineup edge, and I would take Houston on the second half as well if it weren't -170. If the books weren't onto it.
Rich, if you know any female sports bettors, let us know.
That's going to be a pass for me. The Boston-Texas game is also interesting. I would be leaning Boston in the second half as well. Cincinnati, Colorado. It is Homer Bailey Day. Got to be leaning Colorado -1 here, right? Got to be leaning Colorado -1 here, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna take it though, but that is if there is a low hanging fruit that I'm going to choose to ignore, it's probably that one, Colorado -1, and then the Arizona Dodgers game, classic Kershaw game with Kershaw as a -300 favorite. Not going to touch that one either way. So it's a light day for me. 3 picks on the Angels game, and I'm taking the Yankees as a home underdog. I'm sorry, as at -1 at decent underdog price. All right. That's it. So some comments from Tomorio Tomor on the Houston game. Peacock has been solid, and Atlanta's bullpen sucks. I wouldn't quite say it sucks. Newcomb is good, but Houston hammers left-handed pitching. Yes, Tomorio Tomor. I took Houston, and now you're making me think that I should give it in this show. I did take him as a bet on my personal account at -1 on the opening line, and it has gotten bet up. Tom Warhawk says, "What is keeping you from taking the Rockies?" What's keeping me from taking the Rockies is that, everything's anything. You expect the unexpected, of course, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And Cincinnati does have some big bats. Freeland has been decent, but not necessarily lights out. You might be right. I'm just going to hold off on it for now. And Milo Georgiev says, Tomorio Tomor, I agree with you for the Houston pick. Tomorio Tomor says, Newcomb has been good. I think he's mediocre. Yeah, the deal with Newcomb is if he really solves his control issues, he's great. But that's a huge if. And at some point, they're going to pop off. His last 2 starting assignments were relatively easy against San Francisco and San Diego. And again, I think he might get pushed here with Houston. Okay, that's it. All right. Thanks. That nice comment from Hako Schofield. Hope you have a great 4th week. Great show as always. Hako Schofield, thanks so much for the positive comment on that one. And that is it. Long show.
Right,
long
guys.
show.
Yep. Thanks very much. Don't forget to check out ifbc.live if you guys want to come down and hang out with us. That would be fun.
Okay.
And also, obviously, the July Bet Points MLB capping blah, blah, blah contest, which you guys, most of are in. And if you're not, check it out on our contest page, and you can win a ticket.
Okay. Thanks for all the positive comments, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday card. Bye-bye.